The fishing news is brought to you by Shoreline Insurance Agency.
Win the incredible Steigercraft, Evinrude, Lowrance Grand Prize Boat Package and more in the Fisherman's 2018 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Get the details at thefisherman.com.
Any swells from Hurricane Chris should be out of the way by the weekend, which is good news for anyone planning to head offshore for tuna, sharks, or hitting the ocean reefs and wrecks for sea bass, porgies, and fluke. On the east end, the waters are ripe with fluke, stripers, porgies, and sea bass, with fluke and stripers getting plenty of attention this week, including doormats to 11 pounds. Here's Dennis Pritchard with an 8.5 pounder caught on the lazy bones. The striper fishing is out of control with so many fish over 50 pounds, I just can't mention them all. Here's a nice shot of Tyler with his dad Mike with a nice Montauk bass. Live eels are the ticket on the day and night tides, with the flood seeing the best action. A few days back, a friend of mine ran west of the point and he had the best day ever on a sole bunker school all to themselves with non-stop action, with most of the fish being over 40 pounds. On the North Fork, Captain Richie Jensen of the Nancy N4 told of good bass fishing in the gut and the race, with most of the fish being school-sized keepers. Fluke fishing off of Gardner's Island has been real good, and every trip sees some large sea bass mixed in. In the Mauritius area, Jay at Silly Lily's Fishing Station and Rich at Dick's Bait and Tackle both reported good fluke fishing since the weekend in the Elbow, East and West Cuts, and the back of Gull Island, with keepers to 26 inches. Captain James on the Rosie also spoke of good fluke action on the inside, with fish to nearly 7 pounds. Sea bass action has been very good in the ocean as well. In the Fire Island and Great South Bay area, several shops and captains reported good fluke fishing from the lighthouse to the inlet on the last half of the incoming tide, and also in the ocean. Bucktails tipped with gulp or spearing have been working best. On Wednesday, I got a report of loads of fluke and sea robins just past Sore Thumb, with non-stop action but few keepers. But remember, you can target sea robins for your chance to win a Steigercraft in the Dreamboat contest. In the State Channel, to the west, there are fluke to be had. Here's Rich Figula with his limit. He used a bucktail, and gulp was the key to his success. Sea bass and porgies are on the nearshore wrecks and reefs, and local docks are seeing decent crabbing action. The snappers are here, but are still too small to target. Now let's check in with Nikki Fishing Girl with the latest on the party boat action.
Thanks, Tim. Reporting from the Dixie 2 out of Captree State Park, fishing the Great South Bay. We've been seeing some really good fluke action with more keepers on each trip, up to 5 pounds. The bite's been great on the flood tide with the coming in of more cleaner water. Today we had the Tides Reef Kids trip and we fished the ebb tide, but even on the ebb tide we saw a lot of short life, a lot of short fluke action, and plenty of sea robins mixed in between.
It's a similar story to the west, as Bill at Combs Bait and Tackle and Rich at Woodcliffe Fishing Station reported a new body of fluke has settled inside the Jones Inlet from the Wantar to the Loop Parkway Bridge. Quite a few limits to 8 pounds were recorded this week. Captain Tom Weiss on the Captain Al has been fishing the ocean in 50 to 80 feet of water and seeing limits of sea bass to 4 pounds most days. Porgy action has been good some days and picky other days. Fluking in the ocean has picked up with fish to 7 pounds taking bucktails tipped with sea robin fillets or gulp baits. News 12 meteorologist Rich Van Olen fished Tuesday morning and had some nice fluke in the Island Park area. Further west, Jerry at Bernie's Bait and Tackle in Sheepshead Bay and Captain Dave from the Captain Dave 3 both raved about the porgy fishing in the area. Fluking has also been very good in Jamaica Bay and outside. Captain Bob of the Lady Flamingo said bluefish action has been very good, with fish ranging from cocktails to 6 pounds. The Sound is loaded with porgies from City Island to Mount Sinai and beyond, with sea bass mixing into catches in some areas. A few weak fish also mixing in with the porgies in the Western Sound. Porgy hotspots include Hart's Island, City Island, Matinacock, Sands Point, Crescent Beach, Morgan's Park, Prible Beach, Sand City, Huntington Triangle, Smithtown Bay, Oldfield Point, and Crane's Neck Point. Chunking Bunker continues to produce stripers to 30 pounds off of most of the points in the Sound. The Western Sound is seeing better chunking for blues and bass at night. Smithtown Bay and the Triangle seem to have the edge over other parts of the Sound where fluke are concerned. Now let's check in with Hawaiian Dave doing something completely different.
Thanks, Tim. Aloha from Hawaiian Dan of TalkFishTV.com, reporting for the Fisherman. This week I am working the backwaters that can be found throughout Long Island. There are spots and nooks and crannies like this everywhere throughout the island, and I guarantee you this time of year they are holding fish. Today I'm fishing from the Sea Eagle inflatable stand-up paddleboard, the Fish Up 126, a 12-foot, 6-inch long, 40-inch wide, extremely stable and versatile fishing platform designed to fish skinny water like I did today. The temperatures last week were in the mid-90s. This week they cooled off about 10 degrees in the mid-80s, and none of that affected the bite negatively. It is still on like Donkey Kong. Plenty of bait fish to be found, and plenty of life to go around, and plenty of predator fish fishing on those. Now, you know from my previous videos that I always key on Zoom Bubblegum Fluke. That's my #1 go-to lure. Catches every kind of species up here in the Northeast. Now, I'm gonna share with you my second secret. Boom! That's right, the metal fish jig. The cat is out of the bag. That is my second go-to lure, guaranteed to catch just about every species of fish found here in the Northeast. You can see from the videos that there are plenty of porgies, fluke, and even cocktail blues to go around. Now, I didn't catch anything big this week, but I sure had a lot of fun, and it beats being stuck in the office. I did take a trip to the South Shore, hitting the Shinnecock Inlet, as well as Smith Point, out on the ocean side, and I got nothing but schooled and a bunch of seaweed. But you know, it's not over till it's over. You got to put in your time. You've got to learn that local region. You got to learn when to fish it, how to fish it, and with what to fish it with. So I'm still going to work hard to dial it in for you guys, and hopefully I'll have a cow to show you next week.
Montauk saw a pretty decent shot of quality bass this week, with fish into the 40-pound class reported from the south side, and to a lesser degree from the up front under the light. Friday night saw the best action according to Paul at Paulie's Tackle Shop. Montauk also appears to be your best shot to find some blues in the surf. The blues have been showing up on the North Bar and False Bar fairly regularly on the outgoing tide. The bluefin bite has slowed, but some boats are still connecting along the 30-fathom curve. Deep diving plugs, chatter side trackers, and Joe Shoots rigged with ballyhoo have been getting it done. Quite a few big eyes were reported this week, especially by boats running to the Atlantis Canyon. Sharking is solid with some quality makos and threshers recorded over the weekend. If you're looking for a great boat to go offshore in, Suffolk Marine is holding their summer open house with amazing deals on in-stock regulators. Go for a test ride this Saturday. Now let's go down to Florida, where Toby Lipinski and Jim Hutchinson are checking out the latest fishing gear at ICAST 2018.
Here we are in Orlando, Florida, ICAST 2018. We got the new product showcase tonight. Get a chance to check out the latest, greatest, newest products from everyone here attending the show. So let's take a walk inside and see what they've got.
And not just inside either. All this great new tackle, we had an opportunity to use some of it in the heat of Orlando outside. But of course, you'll have that opportunity too in the next couple of months. But in the next several weeks, maybe a couple of months, every Thursday we're going to premiere a brand new product that we found here at ICAST over the summer. So every Thursday, in addition to your video forecast, whether you watch New England or New York or the New Jersey, Delaware Bay edition, look for that brand new product feature, because there's so much stuff here at ICAST and so much that's in store for you guys coming out later in 2018 and also at the beginning of 2019, but I've got a busy night. I've got to go play with some more tackle, so we'll see you again soon at thefisherman.com.
Remember, like our video, subscribe to our YouTube page, and be a subscriber to the Fisherman magazine to be part of the Dream Boat Contest. Till next week, this is Tim C. Smith for thefisherman.com.